Instruction and first reading of bills. Senate Concurrent Resolution 1030, Wear Red Day 2020. Senator Carter, will you please read the resolution?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I move that Senate Concurrent Resolution 1030 be unanimously adopted. And would you like me to read the resolution?
Please read it.
Thank you. And Madam President, may I do a brief opening statement before I read the resolution?
Certainly.
Thank you. Members, this is the 10th annual reading of the Wear Red for Women proclamation. And it's an honor to be standing here with you today with so many of you wearing red in support of our women who battle heart disease. And I've read this proclamation for 10 years, but I've never fully shared my own family's personal story relating to battling heart disease. Unfortunately, heart disease has ravaged my family, like many of you as well. My mom, who is still with us, has suffered from several heart attacks, had stents placed in her heart and in her body, and my dad, unfortunately, suffered from what is known as the widowmaker, and yet survived. If I go a generation back, I have grandparents on both sides of the family that have suffered from heart disease. So when I started reading these proclamations 10 years ago, Madam President, in the House, I would read them, and people would come up to me and share their personal stories of their own family, or even personal stories of their own challenges with heart disease. And we talk about the statistics that we're going to hear today. But then I looked in the mirror, and I said, what am I doing to prevent and reverse heart disease myself? I was overweight. I didn't take care of myself. I didn't eat well. And many of you have walked up to me and said, what have you done over the last 2 years? So for the last 2 years, I have adopted a plant-based, whole food, no oil diet. I'm proud to report that I've lost 55 pounds. My husband has adopted the diet. He probably is not too happy about me sharing this, but he's lost 70 plus pounds. That deserves a big round of applause. My daughter has adopted the diet. She's lost weight. It's made her even a more competitive athlete. And I just wanted to take this time to share that personal story with you. It's all based on the work of Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, the book Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease. If you want to learn more, there's lots of great resources online. Just Google whole food, plant-based, no oil, and you'll see it. But I thought this would be a perfect time to share that story because I am 50 years old, and I am hoping with the life choices that I'm making that I will reverse my family's tragic history with cardiac disease. And so if anybody would like to talk further about this, I invite you to come and see me. I think many people, as my good friend Senator Gray will say, I'm very passionate about this issue and will probably talk your ear off, so just tell me when you don't need any more information. But thank you so much for that moment to share my personal story. And with that, Madam President, I'd like to read the proclamation. So whereas cardiovascular diseases are the #1 killer of women in the United States, and whereas cardiovascular diseases kill one woman almost every 80 seconds in the United States, and whereas nearly 80% of cardiovascular diseases may be preventable, and whereas many risk factors for heart disease, such as blood pressure, smoking, and high cholesterol levels, can be controlled. Whereas women are encouraged to commit to making physical activity and healthy eating a priority to improve their health, and whereas the American Heart Association's Go Red for Women movement motivates women to learn their family history and to meet with a healthcare provider to determine their risk for cardiovascular disease and stroke. And whereas Go Red for Women encourages women to take charge of their heart health by knowing their total cholesterol, HDL, the good cholesterol, blood pressure, blood sugar, and body mass index. And whereas events such as National Wear Red Day are vitally important in the ongoing fight against heart disease and stroke through their efforts to increase awareness and speak out about heart disease and to empower women to reduce their risk for cardiovascular disease, Therefore, be it resolved by the Senate of the State of Arizona that the members of the Senate proclaim February 7th, that's tomorrow, 2020, as Wear Red Day in Arizona and encourage all citizens to show their support for women and the fight against heart disease by wearing red on February 7th. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate that. Senator Carter, would you please move the adoption of Senate Concurrent Resolution 1030?
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate Concurrent Resolution 1030 be unanimously adopted.
Thank you, members. You have all heard that motion. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed, nay? Appears the ayes have it. Do have it so ordered. Secretary, the state Concurrent Resolution 1030 is signed in open session. The Secretary is instructed to record the action and transmit the resolution to the House. Thank you.
And Madam President, when we adjourn our work today, I invite everybody to take a picture after the floor for our Wear Red for Women picture, and we'll put it out on social media tomorrow. Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, ma'am.